My name is Sarah Wanjiku, and I work for the Ivory Music team as a senior mental health nurse. I'm also the Enrich Network Lead, which stands for Equality Network for Race, Inclusion and Culture Heritage. I came to Combined Healthcare from Essex after I moved to Stoke-on-Trent in 2020. When I arrived, it was during COVID, and although I got the job in the Ivory Music team, I worked for Crisis Care Center for 6 months because my team was working from home. On the first day, I felt very welcomed, and the Crisis Care Center manager supported me to get everything in place, from my badge to registering my car for parking. It was a tricky start to the role for a lot of reasons. A few days later, 2 ladies who were on annual leave when I started came and introduced themselves, and they were very supportive, and then I started to feel part of the wider team. I would say after that experience, I enjoyed my role a lot more, and everyone was very supportive when I joined the Ivory Music team in 2021. In 2021, I started thinking about my career progression, and I saw an advert in the news round about the Developing Aspirant Leaders program, which interested me because it was about developing my management skill. I applied and I got a lot of support from Leslie Ford, the Diversity and Inclusion Lead, with that application. And then during the course, I was supported by people like Zoe Grant, our Deputy Director of Nursing and Equality, who has supported me with the course, and also Kenny Lang, Director of Nursing and AHP, who has introduced me to people who I would not have met before. Now I have finished the course, I have gained a lot of confidence, and I feel I am able to apply to higher roles which I could not have done before the course. I'm looking forward to the future with the Combined Healthcare.
Hi, my name is Jalibani, Associate Director of Operations. I'm very proud to say I'm here today to share my experience of working within the NHS. There are so many roles that one can actually venture into. I give myself as an example. I was a geologist, moved on to go on to public health, worked in sexual health, accident prevention, and other public health interventions. I then moved on to working in ops management in Newcastle, and also worked in commissioning, moved on to working in medical directorate, and then moved on to setting up services for the COVID-19, the COVID Response Center and vaccination centers. Now, it's not easy being Black to progress. There's so many challenges and issues that you have to actually deal with, and so you need to find it within yourself to identify the ways to actually progress. I am very proud to have joined Combined Healthcare Trust, where these opportunities are being presented to anyone who's willing to actually take up these opportunities. We are a diverse team, from senior leadership all the way to the people that are frontline workers. So it is a place where we recognize that diversity is not an issue. Diversity creates a very strong and responsive and appropriate team that is representative of the community that we serve.
My name is Hector Musonza, and I work as the Practice Education and Preceptorship Lead at Combined. My journey with the Trust started in 2016 as a bank staff nurse. I then left the Trust and came back in 2020 in the role of Senior Mental Health Practitioner with the CAS team. Whilst working for the CAS team, the roles of Bain Practice Education Facilitator was advertised, and members of my team encouraged me to apply. I was reluctant, despite having worked in a similar role previously, partially due to a lack of confidence and fear of working in an unfamiliar environment as someone from an ethnic minority background. I was successful in my application for the role and started as a BAME practice education facilitator in 2021, which was a role I worked in for about 2 to 3 months before I was encouraged by a senior staff to apply for the practice education lead role when it became vacant. Having worked in the trust for almost 2 years, I have benefited greatly from staff networking and allyship from the CAST team and in my practice education lead role. I never felt excluded or alienated due to my ethnicity, partially due to having colleagues who acted as an ally for me and encouraged me to take opportunities and new roles within the trust. Although this pushed me out of my comfort zone, combined have helped me with my confidence to grow and to try out opportunities I wouldn't have without the support and allyship from senior management. From my experience, combined, I have focused on supporting people from an ethnic minority background to not only secure jobs at the trust, but to progress into more senior roles and to really feel included as part of the wider team. Thank you.
My name is Lincoln Gombedza. I'm a newly qualified learning disability nurse and recent KIL Student of the Year. I started with Combined in 2019 as a student learning disability nurse, and I've had an amazing experience so far. My slogan for this year is Overcoming Obstacles, Celebrating Resilience, which underscores the challenges I faced as a student nurse during the pandemic, but also highlights the way I needed to act to succeed in my career. Whilst working at Combined, I've been supported by senior management staff, especially as part of the Enriched Student Interest Group meetings. The practice education team has been instrumental in helping me to feel part of the trust, and the inclusive attitude of the teams I've worked in has been a bonus. Being part of the Enriched Group opened an opportunity for me to volunteer as the communications lead for the Chief Nursing Officer, Chief Midwifery Officer, Black Minority and Ethnic Strategic Advisory Group, which is an opportunity I wouldn't have access to without the Enriched Group at Combined. My advice to someone from an ethnic minority background who wants to join Combined would be to believe in yourself, work hard, use the networks that the trust provides, and to support your career journey.
Happy Black History Month from Combined Healthcare Trust.